baby, let's just dance, dance. Let's just dance, baby. I just wanna dance, 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 dance. Can you feel it? Can you take it? Can you come and brace it? All of this electricity, do it right now, right now. Turn the volume up loud, give me your electricity.
Hello, welcome back to the bar with Christi
Hello.
and Kelly, your favorite OG dance moms, partners in crime from your favorite childhood show. Or am I being too nice about us? They might be like,
maybe a little bit.
Those are the bitches we hate.
The two bitches that nobody likes.
The two bitches that nobody likes. Brooke actually texted me last night and she said, it was so funny. Wait, where is it? She goes, I'm excited to listen. The two bitches are back.
Oh my God. At least she texts you. She never texts me back.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, she took about 3 days to answer my text. So,
Okay.
So don't feel
That's
bad.
good to know.
Yeah. Don't feel that bad. Well, again, I think that it's always nice to start off by just saying how overwhelmed and exciting it is to see everybody's reaction. Love the comments. The comments are hysterical.
I know. I love them.
I know.
I never read, I don't really read comments very often, but on this I do because I just love them. They're so funny.
Because they're nice.
I know. Yeah.
They're nice. They're nice. Leave us a comment so
Right.
Kelly can read.
Yes.
It's her reading assignment for the month.
Yeah. I don't like that you can't respond to them though on there.
I know. But
It's
oh well.
weird.
Well, we're reading them. And the other thing I wanted to just start off by doing is thanking our Patreons. So our Patreon is blowing up. I cannot read everyone's name who has joined this last week, but we'll definitely get to it in the next week or two. We'll continue to read because there's so many. But let's just give a thank you and a shout out to the following who subscribed to our Patreon this week. We have Brooke, Rebecca, Taryn, Renee, Lainey, Georgia, China, Jolie, Megan, Marcella, Maddie, Rochelle, Kathleen, Tasha, Callie, Christina, Nicole, Willow, Mac, Kara, Madison, Cheyenne, Gracie, Caitlin, Bryn, Anitza, Kristen, Jamie, Brittany, Caroline, Jamie, Riley, Mary, Ashley, Mary, Huntley, Ryan, Jordan, Luna, Christy, Cody, Amy, Lucy, Jasmine, Stephanie, Lexi, Rachel, Jody, Amanda, Emily, Kelly, Michaela, Amber, Aaron, Nathan, Anna, Sophia, Casey, Corson, Sheila, Erica, Madeline, Aaron, Marissa, Holly, Leah, Isaiah, Parker, Eleanor, Ellie, Natalie, Emily, Charlotte, Tori, Beyonce, Rachel, Jean, Brianna, Ava, Hannah, Nate, Thomas, Alexis, Ellie, Lisa, Jacob, Matthew, and Annalise. Whew. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I know. Well, if you want to join the party over on Patreon, it's patreon.com/backtothebar, BARRE, where each week we are releasing video content, an after show, and then exclusive content once a month. So join us over on the Patreon so you can have your name read too.
And
And
you
be
can
part of
see
our
us.
party. Yes. So Kelly, I actually have a correction from last week. Remember on the bus, I said, I'm not even on the bus. Where am I? You can't see me. Remember I said that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was not on the bus. We just didn't talk about it or they didn't show it on the show. Some of the backstory or the BTS, because this is why you're here for the behind the scenes of Dance Moms, is because Chloe was junior Miss Dance of Pennsylvania that year when we started the show. And she had obligations that she had to fulfill because she was like a state title holder. And so there were certain things that she had to show up for, but they chose not to include it in the show because it didn't make sense in the storyline. People would be like, wait a minute, what's happening? Chloe was at Seven Springs. We were at Seven Springs.
Why wasn't Brooke there?
Because she wasn't a title holder then. She had crowned Chloe. Brooke was junior
Oh,
Miss.
she had to give up her title.
She
Okay.
gave up the title, and Seven Springs was the Easter competition. And
Okay.
Chloe had to be there. So what happened was that we had gone to production and we had just said, listen, like Chloe has this obligation. And Chloe and I went, which normally the whole studio would be there. And I think other people at the studio were there, except not the cast, obviously. And Chloe had to perform on Friday night. She had to perform as Junior Miss Dance. And then we had to get to Voorhees the next day. And so what happened was they sent like a driver in a van and we drove through the night. We were sleeping in the van to get there. And I actually have pictures of Chloe and Paige sleeping on that little couch in that room because Chloe was exhausted. We had slept through the night in the van, got there. I checked into my hotel at like 4 a.m. or something insane, you know, put my luggage in, got up the next morning, got ready, which is probably one of the reasons why I was quiet because I was exhausted. But this
week you're not.
Oh God. Nope, I'm not quiet.
You found your voice this week.
Oh, I'd like to take it back. Can we get Ursula in here to like steal my mermaid voice? But I wasn't on the bus. So that's why I did not know that you knew Steve.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't hear that you knew Steve because I wasn't on the bus.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't imagine how you got away with going to Winefest without me. And then I didn't say anything about it. So
exactly.
I would have called your ass out on the bus. I'd have been like, excuse me, when was Winefest and where was my invite?
I was surprised Abby didn't call me out on that because, you know, it had to do with wine.
Abby's going to call out some wine this episode.
Yes, of course.
All right.
What you drinking there, girlfriend?
Well, I'm drinking what is called the Crazy Bitch.
Oh, there you go. Is it named after you?
Yes, it is. I was looking for the drink that was called You're About to Humiliate Yourself on National TV. Drink this. But they didn't have one of those. So I just made the Crazy Bitch.
You're funny.
It's the Crazy Bitch.
I am drinking Paige's solo was called Double Take. So I thought I would have, oh shit, my little lemon. Our lemons never work. A double vodka and lemonade.
That looks good. Your
yummy.
lemons look pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is just vodka, vanilla vodka, Sprite, splash of cranberry juice. I'm sure you're supposed to have more than cranberry juice, but whatever.
So you just made that up?
No, it's actually a thing on the internet.
And it's actually called the bitch drink or whatever?
The Crazy Bitch.
Crazy Bitch. I'm going to have one of those.
The Crazy Bitch. And yours is a double vodka lemonade?
Yes.
Cute. So, Kelly, I cannot stand that we have to talk about this episode.
I know. I think mine was worse than yours.
I don't know.
It was just you being a crazy bitch. Mine was like heartbreaking to my child.
It is, which we will absolutely get into and talk about. And like
I think like if I'm crazy, I can take credit for that. But when something is done to your I there's nothing you can do to prevent it or stop it from happening. I haven't slept for 3 days.
Yeah. You felt helpless. How long did it take you to get through this episode?
Oh my God. Just like looking at Paige's face,
I know
about killed me.
I have that in my notes. I was like, Paige's face kills me.
Oh my God. I was just like, look, my eyes are watering.
I know.
Yeah, it's just terrible. And the thing that's so terrible is that there was nothing I could do. I knew it was gonna happen.
Yep.
I knew. And I just couldn't stop it.
The freight train is coming, or it's like being on a roller coaster and you can't get off.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the whole intention of this podcast is to be fun and lighthearted and like laugh and have a good time, which this one's a little bit hard.
This episode's hard to do that because
this
it's not
episode's hard.
Happy
And
episode.
The other thing is that there's a lot of backstory that people don't realize that led up to that whole day or this whole episode, which we will talk about. But I have to say is some people are going to be like, they're bitching about blah, blah, blah. But we're just telling you why we behave that way and what the events are that led up to that. Because it wasn't just like one day we were like, there was years worth of bullshit that went down that we were like, we saw, we knew, and it fed into this entire episode. But we'll try to make this as fun as possible.
Yes.
I will say it took me about 3 days to get through it. I was having massive anxiety the whole time. My stomach hurt.
I'm telling you, I have not been able to sleep.
Yeah.
So the name of the episode is called Stealing the Show.
I have to tell you this because it's fucking hysterical. When I was watching it, you know how they have the rating in the beginning up in the corner of like what the show is?
Yeah.
It goes in the top. It says alcohol use and foul language.
Oh, there we go.
I
Wonder why that was. What two members of the group was that because of? So Abby starts off by saying that you blew them away. People around me were in amazement with Brooke's handstand twist. And
Brooke smiled.
I know.
Brooke,
and I have the biggest smile you can ever see.
You were
God, I'm like, hey, cheese. My daughter's on the top finally. And Brooke's like, she could care less.
Seconds. I know.
I think she says, it feels good to be on top, but it really doesn't matter whether you're on the top or the bottom. She really doesn't care.
I know. Well, she actually was the one who told me that in that text that one time. I was like, Brooke, did you ever care? She's like, no. She said, I was only ever on the top or bottom because of you and Kelly.
Yeah. No, I must have been behaving last week.
You were a good girl.
Yeah. But I loved that Abby said that they were in amazement with her doing her handstand twist. And that is what I brought up last week, that was the best thing in the dance and the cameramen didn't show it.
I know.
I mean, they just showed the ending of it. So that was crazy.
And then she said something
Abby
else.
thought the same thing as me.
Oh God. Does that make you like want to drink?
Yeah.
You were in agreement with Abby.
Yeah. So me and Brooke were all smiles. And that only lasted for about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Because then she looks at Brooke and says, if your hip hurt, Brooke, you shouldn't have went to your mom. You should have went to me.
So she can tell her to grind it down.
Yeah. I'm thinking to myself, like, if I wouldn't have like iced it and did all that stuff to it, like she wouldn't have been able to dance. Like Abby would have just been like, deal with it. And then whatever.
And Abby certainly wasn't going to be like, Brooke, let's ice it. You relax right now. She would have been like, grind it down. It's just catching on the bone. Get it off the bone.
Yeah. Like live with it. Whatever. Yeah. So then Abby tells us that we're doing 2 solos, that Maddie and Chloe has a solo.
Oh, yes. But wait, she spun the chalkboard around.
Yeah.
She spun it. We saw the spin.
Lovely. And we have On Stage New York, which is in Pittsburgh. It's at Cornell High School. Which it's so nice to do one at home, isn't it?
I know.
I loved it because no bus ride.
I know.
I don't know why she says we have 2 solos, Maddie and Chloe. And then I think that was her way of saying, what am I supposed to do with the rest of you for?
I know.
At the bottom row.
They need to step it
up and get back into class. Well, how are we supposed to get into class when we're filming? Like, we're not octopus people like that can divide us into 8 different places, you know, like we're at regular school, we're at dance class, we're filming, we're trying to sleep.
And she said, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. You guys need to step it up. But they did the same dance that Chloe and Maddie did that got the solos. Like the rest of them did the same dance. So
2 seconds later, she says, oh, I'm giving everybody a solo since we're in Pittsburgh. So it was just kind of weird that she started out saying Maddie and Chloe got a solo and then they sucked, but we're going to give you a solo anyways.
It was just a way to say you suck.
Exactly. She had to have something mean to say.
You suck, but you have a solo. You have a solo and you have a solo and you have a solo.
But so then they show Maddie, she's working on her solo and they say that she's doing 2 solos. And this one that she's working on now is Cry from a few weeks ago. And she's also doing a tap routine.
Shall I give you my comment on that now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I was confused if everybody had one solo, like Maddie had done Cry 2 weeks before. Yeah. So why did she have to do it again? If everybody was doing one solo, just do the tap.
Exactly. Because we were never allowed to do a solo twice.
No, Maddie's solo, the Cry dance was actually both of those dances were her real dances. Okay.
For the regular dance studio.
For the regular dance studio that we had been rehearsing, which I think all of the girls were doing their regular solos that week.
Yes.
Just with music changes and stuff. So Maddie was doing Cry, which the music had changed. So she had already had the opportunity to like work with
rehearse it for weeks because she had done it weeks before.
She had already done it weeks before. Where Chloe did Baby Mine, which was Ma, He's Making Eyes at Me in real life. And so she got like a brand new solo because they would not let her do that dance again. And I had said, and they did not air this. I had said, okay, fine. But can she still do her regular solo as well so that she actually had like a chance to do a good dance, you know? Because she was learning all new choreography and I was told absolutely not. She cannot do 2 solos. So that's one of the reasons why I was like, why does one get 2 when I can't have 2?
That was the whole thing about the 2 solos.
Yeah.
Is that you weren't allowed to do 2 and she was. Yeah.
Right. And the point wasn't 2 solos. The point was Cry had already been done with new music. So it was very well rehearsed. Not trying to be a bitch. I'm just giving you the backstory of like what we were talking about.
So then we see Kathy working with Vivi on her dance.
When Kathy says B dance, I don't know what she goes, she's going to have to do that B dance. It makes me laugh. She's like so disgusted by the word B. She's like, that B dance. It's hilarious.
But I think it's hilarious how Vivi's like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to dance anymore.
My mom wants me to dance. But I also think that, just playing devil's advocate, Vivi was the youngest. Like she was youngest. She wasn't like part of our studio. So these kids weren't familiar to her. Plus Abby wasn't familiar to her. Plus the filming was new and hard. And I don't think she ever did a solo before the cowboy dance. I think that was actually a duet that ended up being
that made it into a solo.
Yeah. And so she's a little 6-year-old, and I can see why Kathy, and you can kind of see Kathy as a real person, like processing that and like thinking, shit, how do I protect my kid who doesn't want to do this, but we're kind of stuck.
Good luck, Kathy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to protect my kid too, and it don't work. Okay, so then they show Abby working with Paige for the first time on her, well, the only time on her dance, and they say that it's jazz with a little bit of gymnastics. They interview Paige and she says it's her first time doing a solo and she's scared to be on stage by herself.
Paige had been doing a
solo.
No, since she was 4. Maybe she meant, honestly, I think maybe she
on the show.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
But yes, I just wanted everybody to know that was not her first solo.
No, I think Paige had her first solo when she was 5?
Yeah, that little blue bird.
Yeah, the blue bird where she winked.
Yeah.
She winked. I'll never forget the wink. Her costume was gorgeous.
Oh, it was.
That was a stunner.
So then they jump and we are at Mohan's.
Mohan's!
Okay, but let me just say, that is not the outside of Mohan's.
I wondered. I was looking at
that is not the outside of Mohan's. The inside is.
Yes.
But the outside they showed of something else. That is not the outside of Mohan's.
That was.
Yeah.
I just want to know
weird.
if we ordered cheese logs.
Oh, I hope.
I do. Mohan's had these things. They must have taken like an entire, I don't know, a block of cheese and they would cut it into, like, they just quartered it and then they would fry it. And it was like the biggest cheese log.
God, it was so good. It was so good. I don't know how we shit the next couple of days because we had to be so full of cheese.
Yeah. Remember when you wanted to get a colon cleanse so bad? You were like, I need a colon cleanse.
I still haven't gotten one. I still want to do that.
I don't think you need a colon cleanse.
Yeah, I do.
If you go,
we're not going to get into that on here, but the little TMI. So we are at Mohan's and we took Kathy, and Kathy said that the competition was very far and that she's in this for a different reason.
Right.
She doesn't want to be a cheerleader. She doesn't need a cheerleading section and she doesn't want to be a cheerleader. And that from now on, she will be leaving the competitions after Vivi is done dancing.
And my face is the dog shit face. The dog shit smell face.
I am just sitting there looking at her like, are you I'm not saying anything. I just keep tilting my head like a dog. Like, you know, a dog looks at you like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I had no words. I'm just like that is so rude.
Yeah. And then Holly's trying to use logic on her. And I'm like, Holly, like you're wasting your breath.
There's no working with that.
My face gets more and more and more and more like dog shit the entire time she's talking. I'm like, my chin is disappearing into my other chin.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
We're just all looking at her like she's crazy. You finish your glass of wine.
Yes.
And she looks at you and says,
about this.
Are you driving?
I am so pissed that is on there.
But meanwhile, Kathy had a glass of wine sitting in front of her and hers was already empty.
Oh, see that?
So you should have looked at her and said, are you driving? Because you drank yours a little faster than I did.
And I hate that because her saying that on television makes everyone think that like we're making bad choices. Meanwhile, that was probably at 1 p.m. and we weren't driving until 10 p.m. that night. And I had a glass of wine. Like, get away from
lunch.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that kind of shit because when people don't know, they're like, Christy's drinking wine.
We go back to the studio and Brooke is working on her solo. And Abby says that it's, she's sticking with her forte, which is a contortion routine. Mm-hmm. And Brooke says that she likes to dance, but I'd like to hang out with my friends more and boys. And she giggles. So then they automatically go to Nia doing her solo, which is a Cuban jazz. It's called You Do is what hers is called. And Brooke's is called Break Me.
Okay.
Which used to be called Never Never Land.
Yeah.
So Abby is working with Nia and she says, Nia, what are you doing with your legs? And pulls out a baseball bat.
And it goes, there's a swish sound.
I'm like, a baseball bat? Like, are you kidding me?
And then I like the swish sound.
Yeah, well, that was like the sizzle on the burning of Paige's arm. Yeah, sound effects are fabulous.
Well, and they showed that clip in all of the previews of Dance Moms, her grabbing that bat. Like that.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, yes.
Well, they show her pulling this baseball bat out on Nia, and then they cut to Nia being in an interview saying that Abby helps me to point my feet and straighten my legs. One day I'm going to be a star like that.
Oh,
which is so cute. I'm thinking to myself, okay, they just showed her with a baseball bat at your legs.
Could you imagine her standing behind you holding a bat and being like, no. That would be a little nerve-wracking.
I'm thinking Holly wasn't there for that rehearsal because I think Holly would have had a fit if she knew that she pulled a baseball bat out on her. I think Holly was working that day.
Yeah. I'm thinking so. P.S. When we go back into the studio, you know what we see?
What?
Headband.
Oh, for goodness sakes. What color is this one?
It's green metallic.
First it's a headband, then it's metallic. Like we really got to do that.
Green.
Okay. So then we see Mackenzie doing her solo, which is acrobatic. Abby says that she's tough and mean, but she worries about these kids like her own.
Yeah.
And all I could think about was last week. And her being so worried about Brooke's hip.
I know.
Like, yeah, you really worried about them, you know?
Yeah. Accurate. Good callback, Cal. Good callback.
Yeah. So Kenzie says she doesn't want to be on Broadway. She just wants to stay at home and eat chips. I'm feeling that too, Mackenzie.
Well, I am too. But Melissa was really mad about that when they filmed it. We were in the dressing room and she's like, Mackenzie said that she just wants to stay home and eat chips. They're going to make her look lazy and this and that. Like she was upset about the chips line.
I thought it was cute.
It was adorable. But I do remember Melissa not being thrilled about that, which to be honest and fair, I think we all worried about what our kids were going to say in those interviews because we weren't in there.
Yeah.
And we know that you can take something that someone says and edit it and
change it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we switch back to Mohans again. We are like yo-yos here. We're back at Mohans and Kathy doesn't want to offend you. And she kind of
Why do I
points you out? Yeah.
I could give a shit.
Yeah. But she's Abby's colleague and we are just dance moms. And she is making Abby a lot of money.
I know, more money than us, which I don't know how.
I don't know how because Vivi only takes like one class a week and we're take 10.
Yeah. And she's like, I know that you're mad that I'm a colleague. Okay. Except that when you're there, you're a dance mom. Like you're Vivi's dance mom.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you're not at your studio. So you are a dance mom there.
Yeah. And I would love to know like how she's paying a lot more.
There's no way possible.
No. And then Holly's face is amazing because Holly's literally like just glaring at her like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah. Well, then there's me at interview. I'm like, she needs to take her butt back where she came from. I say what Holly's thinking.
You do. But then Kathy looks at Holly and she goes, I like your necklace.
Yeah. Yeah, just out of nowhere. And I have that on here. I'm like, I think she was talking about Holly's necklace because I think Holly was the only one with a necklace on, but it was just kind of like random. Like,
I like your necklace.
yeah. And in there, Kathy says, you either like me or you don't like me. And I don't know. What were you thinking at that point?
Me too. You either like me or you don't. But I mean, but then you're telling everyone, I'm not going to do anything to make you like me. And if you don't like me, I don't care.
So then they show us all walking back into the studio. When we get there, Chloe is working on her dance, and it's a lyrical dance called Mother.
Right. Which is probably the first fuck you, your mom dance. Because a lot of the dances were like, fuck your mother.
Yes. I think that was named after you for sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
There really wasn't much about Chloe's dance. They kind of just went straight to Maddie's tap solo.
Yep.
And the thing I have to say about that is well, Abby says that Maddie gets a tap solo because she has a tap private every week. And then she gets a regular solo like everyone else. Mm-hmm. But my thing is whenever they show Maddie doing her tap solo, she's not in a tap private. She is working in Studio A with Abby.
Right.
And they already showed her working in Studio A on Cry with Abby. So Abby says in her interview, the only reason she's getting to is because she does the tap solo with Matt and the Cry with Abby, but that is not true because they showed Abby working on both solos with her.
Correct. Which I'm glad you're pointing that stuff out because everyone like just watches the episode for what it is because it's a show.
Yeah.
But they're not realizing like all of the little nuances that are pissing us off. And we just come on and we're like, and they're like, they're so jealous. It's not jealousy. It's the inequality of it. And we're like, okay, if this is the case, fine, but then don't make it out that we're crazy because we're not.
Yeah, because like we're sitting there saying she's not working on our solos, she's working on theirs. And everybody's saying, no, she's working on everybody's, but she's really not.
Right. Well, at this point, she is. From what we're seeing, she is working on everyone's. We've seen everyone in rehearsal at least once.
Yes.
But that is not the case of the rest of the week.
Exactly.
And we're bitching, of course.
So we're upstairs and we're talking about Maddie having 2 solos and
bitch.
We ask if it was Abby's idea or Melissa's. I don't know why that was
I don't know.
Such a big deal. Who cares whose idea it was? And then you say that nobody has the chance to win if Maddie has 2 solos.
Right. And going back to what I said earlier in the episode, it's because of it's not the 2 solos. It's these were rehearsed solos, like with the music, and they had been worked on for a very long time where some of us didn't have music. Some of us learned new solos.
I said right then, like my kid still has not practiced with her music.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you practice without music?
Right. Exactly.
You know? So then they show Melissa and Kathy at the front desk. Yes. But while Melissa and Christi are out there, or
Kathy, I'm not out
Melissa
there.
and Kathy are out there talking at the front desk, Abby grabs Vivi because she's in the room by herself.
And wait, did you see the den? It is a shithole. Like,
yes.
It is
when isn't it?
Absolute shithole. I can remember sitting there at times and I would be sitting and we'd be waiting to go in and I would just watch like a little row of ants walk by my feet. I'm
gross.
like,
God. It was so disgusting.
I love when people would always show up at the studio after the show premiered and they'd come in and they're like, oh, it's smaller and dirtier than I thought. I'm like, yeah, it's a shithole.
And did you fall into the potholes in the parking lot on your way in? To break a leg. Mm-hmm. So Abby grabs Vivi and takes her in the studio to start practicing and has her try on the bumblebee costume. And
shoving her in.
I know. It's like, and she's like, oh, it fit you well.
Meanwhile, Vivi's feet aren't even on the floor. And
she's lifting her up. You can tell she doesn't dress many children.
No. Oh my God. That's funny.
And they go to Vivi in an interview saying that she doesn't like makeup and costumes.
I know.
Vivi's just always so disgusted with dance. She just does not want to dance. I hate to tell Kathy, but she just really doesn't want to. And Kathy comes barging into Studio A, which
with
Totally.
snacks. She has a
she's chomping on. First of all, you're not allowed to walk into the studio, nor are you allowed to sit in there while your daughter is rehearsing, or are you allowed in there with food?
or
And
shoes.
Yes, she does all of it and doesn't have a word said to her. And Kathy is in her interview saying Kathy is going to reimburse Abby for her time, and they just might not be at the competition this weekend.
Oh, I didn't catch
You
that.
didn't catch that?
I didn't. Kelly, I was having a hard time with this episode. Like I'm normally in it and on it and like taking a million notes. And this one, I'm like, okay, I got to get through it.
Okay. And Abby says that Kathy doesn't want Vivi to be the center of attention at her dance studio. That's why she's bringing her to Abby.
Which I can understand.
I can too. And Abby says that she's going to make her better and that Kathy needs to butt out.
But she said that mother, she's like that mother, which was funny because Kathy had just said that she wasn't just a dance mom. She was a colleague, but Abby's calling her that mother. And in that interview, it is one of the very first times that Abby's plastic crap starts to like worm its way
jewelry and stuff.
Yeah, she had on a really big plastic bracelet. It was very subtle at like first. Don't worry, we're gonna get the full effect
we'll get
very
bigger.
Soon.
So then Vivi is done with her rehearsal and Kathy sits and gives her this huge bear hug. Okay, now Kathy's allowed to sit in there and give her these huge bear hugs. And I'm not even allowed to put ice on my daughter's hip for her injury.
I know.
Like, it's like, I am like an overbearing mom if I want to put ice on it. But Kathy's allowed to just sit in there and give her the 3 hours of loving.
Is that when Abby is sitting in the back corner on the cheese mat, just holding the bat and like gazing?
Yeah. So then they show Abby and out the front desk, and Abby, she's talking to Kathy and she wants Kathy to be a role model for us other moms. And Kathy hurry up and interrupts her and says, I cannot ride the bus.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to ride the bus either.
Does Kathy think like we rode buses before? Like, I mean, like, I never rode a bus before. I never even rode a bus to school half the time. I used to make my dad drive me every day and take me to the donut store before I went to school because I didn't like buses either, Kathy. But guess what? You have to follow the rules.
But she's not part of the Olympics. She doesn't understand why we have to arrive.
Exactly. She once Abby says we arrive as a team, and she says we are not. Are we part of the Olympics? And that she does not want to go on field trips.
Yeah. I don't either. Though,
like,
so
no, like you're part of a TV show, Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy,
and
just get your ass on the bus.
We don't normally do this either. We normally showed up at competitions on our own, everybody in their own little car. But
in the background though of this scene, you probably didn't notice, but I was like, this is one place I did notice. You see members of the crew in the background in the parking lot
and in the window. Yeah, I did see that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look, there's this person. There's
the camera
that person.
guy, yeah.
I love when I see the crew in the shots. I'm like, there's the crew.
Yeah.
So the crew's in this one.
So they're going back and forth, and Abby says Kathy's being selfish and she's not raising selfish kids. Kathy's like, well, I'm not riding the bus. She'll do your solo. The costume isn't as ridiculous as I thought it was going to be. I thought Abby would, if that was me, Abby would have knocked me out. Seriously.
I think you got to give Kathy credit for nerve. I mean, if nothing else, she's got balls. She's got big balls.
Yeah. And then Abby just lets her
do her thing.
Not ride the bus. She's like, okay, well, get the address and meet us
Look
there.
it up.
I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? Like, I want to get the address and meet you there too.
Yeah. Again, we could carpool. It'd be much more fun.
Exactly. So then all of a sudden we're at your lunch and I get to see Nana's food.
Oh, I have a big note. I have a big note about your mom's food.
Nana's chicken salad sandwiches and her cupcakes. It made me sad.
I'm sure. So Kelly's mom was the best. Like you would be like, Mom, I need cupcakes. And it would be 10 o'clock at night. And the next morning at 8 a.m., the most beautiful cupcakes would arrive. I don't know when she did it.
Yeah.
I don't know how she did it. But everything that she made was absolutely fantastic and amazing. And it made me sad too. I actually wrote, I'm sad, Nana. Those are in my notes.
I know.
And
it was sad.
The funniest thing about that is somebody had actually DM'd me and said, I dream about the chicken salad sandwiches you served at your house. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God, they were so good, weren't
they
they?
were so good.
Oh my God. Like,
They're
I don't
the
know what she used to
best.
do to them, but I try to make it like she did, and they just don't taste the same.
No,
Hers
'cause
were
they don't-
amazing.
They don't have Nana Love in them. There's
Mhm.
something special about Nana Love.
Yeah.
So I was sad to see that too. Oh, your mom. I'm sorry.
I know. Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
sad episode.
This whole
Okay.
episode's sad. And
I
my
know,
shabby
sucks.
chic house. Oh my God, my house is horrible. Good God. I've like weird old china in the background and pastel colors. Ugh.
You used to love the pink.
I did love
light
pink.
Yeah.
Well, here I'm
Yeah.
sitting in my pink room, but it's slightly different.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little different.
So we're at lunch eating Nana's yummy food, and we're discussing why we have to follow the rules and Kathy doesn't.
And Holly has on Christmas bulb earrings.
Yes, they are. They're just like little red balls. Yeah.
You know.
And you would like Melissa to pull one of Maddie's solos to make it an even playing field. And Melissa says that she's going to have to ask Abby about that, but she doesn't think so.
Right. And I think I go on to say something like, I did that at DEA, which people are like, what? You know?
Yeah.
And what I had done is that, and I remember Abby was pissed at me because she wanted Chloe to compete that year, but Chloe had already won National Miss Small Fry for DEA, which was different than Junior Miss Dance. She wanted Chloe to compete. And I said, no. I said, why would she compete and go against like Paige and Nia when she was already a title holder? And I said, why are you going to put her in there when you have Paige and Nia? Give them a chance to win. You know, Chloe didn't need to win another one. She had already had that.
She already had
win.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like Brooke had it and gave it to Chloe, like passed it down or crowned her or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I had gone out on a limb, like fighting for what I thought was fair to the girls, because I did. Like, I did think that it was fair. Did I want my daughter to win? Of course. We all wanted our kids to win. But I would look at those girls and I would be like, well, why would I take away a chance for them? Chloe doesn't need to. You don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's what my point was to her was, no, I actually did it. Like I stand behind what I do, and I like stepped up and did it. And so like, why don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. And Abby was pissed at me, but whatever, you know? And then she said, I don't want to hurt my daughter. Well, how it's
so Holly asked Melissa, why wouldn't you pull one? And Melissa says, it's because I'm not hurting my daughter. And Holly says, there's no need for Maddie to do 2 solos. We already know she is a strong dancer.
Sure.
And then I have my notes, Holly's red earrings and necklace, which you already brought up.
Sorry.
And Melissa says she would never ask somebody to pull their kid solo.
Mm-hmm.
And Holly says it's becoming very cutthroat and doesn't have to be that way.
And Melissa doesn't want to discuss it.
Yeah. Melissa says she doesn't want to discuss that, which is the same thing she said about the divorce. She never wants to discuss the bad topics about her and her family, but we always have to talk about ours. But how about how quiet I was at lunch?
I know.
I think I was just sitting there quiet because like I knew that, first of all, Paige was the lowest of the age category.
Yeah, because she was actually not a mini. She was a junior, which mini was like, what, I think at that competition 9 and under, where the next group was 10 to 12. And Paige was 10. Chloe was 9. You know what I mean? So and 10 to 12, like a 12-year-old dancer is going to be incredibly strong, because I think most of those dancers are the best. They're going to be at like
12
to 14. Yeah. So I got what you were saying, but the viewers probably didn't understand why you said that. I did,
but not even
mom.
that. I mean, at this point, it was like 2 days before the competition, and I knew Paige still had no music. Exactly. So I'm thinking to myself, like, there was no way in hell Paige was gonna win. So why would I argue with Melissa about taking out the solo? You had a reason, but I just kind of felt like,
Paige wasn't in the same age division. Oh, that makes sense.
So totally. It's just I really had nothing to really argue about with her over it. So
and Nia and Chloe were both against Maddie. So that makes sense why Holly and I were more vocal.
Yeah. Then we have Abby being interviewed. And I want you all to remember this. Take a mental note of what she says. She would never send them out on stage if they weren't ready. Now, this is one day before the competition. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Okay?
Oh, yes.
So then we go to Maddie rehearsing her tap routine again in Studio A. And then we're walking into the studio and Melissa says to Holly that she's cutting Nia's music.
And she's really wearing flower print jeans. Kelly.
Oh my God, they're horrible. I have that wrote down too. Those were bad.
Sorry.
Those were bad. Yeah. We don't see them yet though. We don't see them until she walks into Tavalon.
Okay. I noticed them. I spied them the minute the camera went on there. I'm like, what are those jeans?
Yeah.
They're like acid wash flowers.
Yeah. So here we are. And it's Melissa saying that she does the music and the costumes and dance is expensive. So she works at the front desk. I come in and she says, or she can't get Paige's music. No, this is the day before.
Yes.
And I say, I've come in every day this week asking for Paige's music.
Yes.
Trying to prepare my daughter for the competition.
And I will stand by that. I saw it. You would complain. And I also have to say, it is a really big testament to the point in time where we were, because our music is still on CDs. Like we're burning CDs.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. So they show us at classes. It's the night before competition. They're in there doing acro.
And Clara's crying with her little piggies. Sorry.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting there being calm. I know I'm like ready to explode.
I know.
Because
you were very calm. Maybe you were just like, I don't know.
Because I knew I was being screwed.
Yeah.
I just knew it was coming. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Like the competition is in, I mean, it was 8:00 at this point at night. And the competition was the next morning. Like, so Abby says, she's in an interview and she says that the moms don't have faith in their children. She has more faith in them than we do. Well, the one thing I have to
hear
say,
me? That's my big sigh.
The one thing I have to say is that she might have faith in them, but we see how the episode turned out.
Exactly.
I know my child way better than she does. And I kept trying to say my daughter is not going to be able to perform a dance that she has not practiced to music as of yet. And it is the night before the competition. So I'm sitting there and I finally am like, the hell with this. I'm going down and I'm going to tell Paige to go in and practice.
Well, hold on a second. You forgot a really important part about Abby. She had said she wants them to learn because this is what an audition would be like, you know, going in, learning. But the point is where we connect the dots is that, okay, that's fine if that's the case, but you don't really mean that because the person that you care about the most was Maddie. Obviously, we saw that in the episode, and she had made sure that she had rehearsed and practiced. So what she was saying didn't line up because she was saying if this was an audition, she wants them all to learn, but she was ensuring
in an audition, you all
they'll have the music
or with you. Everybody has the music and everybody learns the dance together with the teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I chime in as the bitch that I am. And I'm like, oh, you didn't have a super secret private.
Yeah.
Like I said, you didn't have because again, I'm the one calling out the bullshit. And then I'm the one that I get Facebook death threats on. And I'm like, but you didn't know.
Yeah.
So I'm calling it out.
So here it is 8:30 at night. And I go down and
the trailblazer.
There is still no music for Paige. She's still downloading it. And it's because the Wi-Fi is slow there.
But what's funny is that you hadn't seen in any earlier episodes at this point, any time where Melissa was at the desk, she was always with us. Yeah. But I thought it was funny that in this scene, after we were at lunch at my house and we were saying pull the solo, that all of a sudden she wasn't sitting with us. She was like down at the desk working, probably because she didn't want to be up there where we would say,
because we would be
pull the solo.
She should pull it.
Yeah. P.S. I said that the den was a shithole. Behind the desk was an actual
everywhere
shithole.
Was a shithole there.
And it's
and the back at the store.
It was a shithole. And it said no complaining. So did you notice though, when you were at the desk, did you notice me creeping like a fucking serial killer in the hallway? I was like creeping back and forth, like kind of listening to what you're saying.
Oh yeah,
really.
I did see that. Yeah. You're just waiting to pounce in and add in your point at some point.
I am. I'm like a leopard. Oh, and Abby has a headband on.
Oh, of course. Drink.
Oh, my drink's all gone.
Then we get to Melissa said that Maddie rehearsed in her private today with Matt, but we saw twice that she had practiced with Abby in Studio A.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 3 times we already saw her practicing with Abby in Studio A.
Yes.
I did not see her practicing with Matt
With
because
Matt.
Maddie's privates were before dance even started. That's
Yes.
why we didn't see the privates. She would pull her from school early and have her
Yes.
go for her privates. So then you do sneak in. You're waiting to pounce. You come and you sneak in and you say that Abby is hiding in gym class.
She is.
She's hiding on her
was
little
hiding.
cheese mat in there.
She's hiding in the cheese.
Yes. Holly says that this is when Holly says that Melissa deflects.
Yes, but Melissa always said, I work for Abby at the desk because dance is so expensive. But then she goes on to say that she does so much for our kids. We don't understand how much she does for our kids. But my point about that is you're not really doing it for the kids. You're doing it for Abby because you're her employee. Abby is our kid's dance teacher. And so
she's getting paid to do it.
She's getting paid to do it.
She's getting paid to cut the music. I don't think she got a paycheck. I think they just deducted from her tuition.
Again, I sound like a bitch, but I just want to point out all of these things because it's like these were the things that were said and shown that make us look like we're crazy. And I'm like, that's not.
And Melissa says when we're there that I think it was in an interview that we don't like Maddie because she's the better dancer.
Nothing to do with Maddie. Nothing to do with her.
Paige was best friends with Maddie.
Yes.
And Brooke was too. Brooke and Maddie were probably the closest of anybody with Maddie in the group.
Yes.
Just because they were both the stars of the group. So Brooke knew kind of how Maddie felt and vice versa. So those two got along very well, even though they were so different in age. They kind of had a lot in common that way.
That made me upset to that's aired and that's shown because it was
nobody
never about Maddie.
Like Maddie. Never.
It was about Melissa and what she did. And also, P.S. when she says that, she is wearing a pink top that is made of Kleenex flowers. And I also did point out that Gianna is like her own personal assistant, that she does her hair and makeup, which was
she
true.
did.
Yes.
And Melissa used to say that it was because she had 2 daughters to get ready.
You had 2.
I had 2, and my 2 were in every dance. Mackenzie wasn't even in 90% of these dances at this point. But she had the assistant. I did not, but whatever.
But did you notice my fucking ugly iridescent dragonfly shirt?
Yes, I didn't like it. It had like silver on it.
Yeah. No, it wasn't even. It was like iridescent sequins.
It was like weird. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah. But we were being little bitches at that desk.
Yes, she actually called us bitches. I couldn't believe she called us bitches.
I know. All you wanted was your music.
I really didn't think, and at this, I never once was mean asking for my music.
No.
Like when I was at the front desk, I said, she still didn't have it. And I said, if Abby comes out, please send her over to me. I never once was mean or said anything disrespectful. I just wanted my daughter's music.
Yes.
And I do not know a single mother that would not have wanted their daughter's music when it was the night before and we were going home and going to bed and waking up and doing the dance. I don't know one mother that would not have been down there asking 10 times for their kids' music. I don't know why I didn't pull the dance. Like Kathy, the week before, she got to change Vivi's dance.
Yeah. Why didn't you just be like, no, Paige is doing her regular music, dub it over in post.
Yeah. She said Vivi wasn't prepared. She bribed her and, whatever. And she was allowed to change hers, but I was not. So I followed the rules and I let my daughter do what Abby said.
What's actually interesting? And I just had like an epiphany is they did change music sometimes in post. Like they changed Pinup Girls into 15 minutes of fame.
This was totally
no, I know
on purpose. I can guarantee you that.
My point was, why couldn't each of the girls because all of their solos, I feel like, except for Mother, and every one of the solos was their real solo from that year. So
Mhm.
let them all do it. Let them all compete. Let them all fall where they may, and then just change the music and post, because it's hard to change
Yeah.
music.
So we have Melissa, for the first time, she calls us a bitch and
Yes.
says that if it wasn't for her working at the studio, things would not get done. The only thing I have to say about that is I would have personally got my daughter's music.
Oh my God, yes. Things wouldn't get
It-
done, but we were very committed, obviously. We were sitting there all the
I mean,
time.
I stoned every freaking costume that my kid wore.
We did what was needed. Like
I
we did what was
anything
needed.
that needed to be done, I did.
Yes.
And that would have included, I don't care what I had to do to get her music. I would have made sure my daughter had her music.
Yes. And I am such a bitch at that desk. My face is fucking miserable. I'm like, because again, you knew what was coming. I knew what was coming.
Yeah. I was so proud of myself. I was very calm.
Yes.
Knowing
Yes.
that all of this was going on.
You
I
are
was
very calm in this entire episode.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you probably just,
even though I knew, I just knew
you were
but-
calm. I'm getting very irritated, but we'll
So-
get into that. This episode is really hard. This is a hard
it
episode.
got me like all flustered.
This is
crazy.
the least funny we've been. This is the
I know.
least fun we've had because this episode is hard to do.
Yeah.
I've never rewatched this one ever. I hate this
No.
episode.
So she goes in and talks to Abby, says that
We're bitches.
we're bitches and whatever. And
Does she say jealous? No. She works her ass off and she's sick of us.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they go to interview Abby saying that she runs the kids' numbers in between classes and we need to trust her. Now take a note of that. We need to trust her, but she needs to trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know my kid. Like she's telling me to trust her, and I'm saying my kid is not going to be able to do this. Then we're in the den and we're talking about how you're saying how Chloe got a new dance, and I'm saying Paige has no music, and Holly's saying Nia only ran her dance twice, and Abby says she didn't just fall off the turnip truck. That she knows what she's been doing. She's been doing it for 24 years.
Mm-hmm. I think Abby grabs different kids and she like grabs them and she's like bringing them into the conversation with us, which is kind of infuriating because I get a lot of shit later on, which I actually regret for like having the kids involved. But we did try to keep the kids out and she was like grabbing the kids in and she's always saying, like she said, she said in the other episode that how is Chloe ever supposed to trust her when she sees that I don't trust her, but she's pulling her into a fight that she's having with us.
Yeah.
Don't pull the kids in.
Here's where we see a full view of Melissa's lovely flowered jeans.
Those acid wash jeans.
Abby's saying that, by them just doing their routines in between classes, it's preparing them for auditions.
Oh, this is where she says it. Okay.
Yeah. And then her and Melissa walk out together. We're all in the dressing room and her and Melissa walk out together. And you look at me and say, we're still not rehearsing.
Truth. We weren't. And the light is so bad. I look like I have big pockmarks on my face. I hate that.
My goodness.
That light is terrible.
You and your light.
But it's true. Good light makes a big difference.
Yeah, look at me. Look at my light. It's not very good.
Here we're on national television and we're like in the worst overhead lights. No wonder why people were like, Christi has no room to say anything. She's ugly. I'm like, yeah, I am fucking ugly. Did you see that light?
So then it shows us on the bus. Here we are the next day.
So I have to say, though, you can feel this episode is different than the first 3 episods. Like you can feel that the tension is building. It is not lighthearted. It is not fun. It is not like funny. It's like thick, like, I don't know, soup. What kind of soup? What kind of soup is thick? Potato soup? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Some kind of cream soup. I love when they're getting on the bus. Paige has a little stuffed animal.
Oh,
I thought it was so cute. Oh my God.
I'm holding a giant CD player. I had to go back. I'm like, what am I holding? What is that?
Oh my goodness.
It's a CD player.
Do you have Paige's music in there by any chance?
I don't. If I had Paige's music, rest assured, I would give it to you. I promise.
Okay. So we're on the bus.
Has a stuffed it, but that just goes to show how little they are.
Yeah. But Abby's doing roll call and there's no Vivi.
And curlers. There are curlers.
There's always curlers. Doesn't she realize you're supposed to finish your hair before you leave the house?
I don't know. Do you remember, and we can talk about this someday on the Patreon, we will do a full recap of the night I got roofied.
Oh
But do
my
you
God.
remember when she called you to go over and do her hair?
Yes. Was that the same night?
Yes. She wanted you to go blow dry her hair because her arms got tired.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be right over. Right over. No, I'm not blow drying your hair. Sorry.
Yeah. Did you know?
Call your assistant.
Are you going to talk about the tunnel or do you want me to? Do you have that in your notes?
Putting our arms up.
Yeah.
That was the only fun thing on the whole episode.
Put your arms up, hold your breath. Is that a Pittsburgh thing?
I don't know.
So if you're not from Pittsburgh, I have no idea if that's a Pittsburgh thing, but we always, because we have a million tunnels in Pittsburgh, you always put your arms up and held your breath going through the tunnel. It was like a superstition that we learned when we were like kids.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a Pittsburgh
But how about it was Abby that started it? I thought that was
know.
pretty funny that she actually was doing something fun with the kids because we don't see that very often.
Not very often.
So we arrive at Cornell High School and I have on my notes, Abby has her curlers in.
Yes. Can I tell you a fun story about that?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to remember. So when we were waiting on the bus for the cameramen to set the cameras up for us to get off and go in, you know what we were all looking at and watching on our phones?
No.
The royal wedding.
Oh,
Yes. We were watching Kate and William's wedding and Pippa's butt in the dress. Melissa was obsessed that her butt looked good.
Her dress was amazing. I loved her. It just fits so nice.
It was beautiful. That is a moment in time because we were all like, oh shit, we don't want to get off the bus. We wanted to see the wedding and we were dying to see Kate's dress. So we were watching the royal wedding. I remember that very specifically. So isn't that a fun memory?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I wish I was at. My sister had a little party for that little tea party with Nana made little tea sandwiches and stuff. I would have much rather been there than at the stupid competition.
That's cute. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They all wore their little hats and
no.
Yep.
That's so fun.
Yeah. When we get to the competition, we start out and the first thing we do is Maddie's tap solo. And Abby says she was very impressed with Maddie's solo and
they were holding hands.
Were they?
Melissa and Abby were holding hands in the audience.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Over gross. Gianna's lap. They were holding hands.
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
No.
Abby says that Maddie's dance, like her taps were as clear as a bell. Which Maddie was a fabulous tapper. I give her that.
Amazing. When Maddie did that solo, she didn't dance to music. That's why it was called a cappella in the episode. So she did not have to change and learn her dance to new music. So she tapped without any music. So she went out and danced because
that's why you could hear her tapping. That's why Abby did that. So you could hear her tapping.
But also she didn't have to change her dance to learn new music. She just danced her dance.
Yeah.
Which is a lot easier to
over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a lot easier to do than say Paige, who didn't get her music. That was another point that wasn't featured that I was like, are you kidding me? And you can see me in the audience looking miserable because I knew all of these things were happening. And I was like, they're not going to show this. They're just going to show us.
Yeah. Did you see Kurt in the audience?
I missed Kurt.
Yeah. Kurt is kind of sitting behind Melissa and Abby. That Kurt is Maddie and Mackenzie's dad. So he was there. Yeah. Because we were in Pittsburgh. So then they go to Mackenzie's solo. And I love that little mouse costume.
Oh my God, is she the cutest?
It reminds me so much of Brooke because those were always like what Brooke had. Like Brooke was an inchworm and things like that. They were always
she's
so
like,
cute.
I step on my tail.
Yeah, her tail always gets in her way.
Yeah.
Then we have Vivi's solo, and Kathy says she's as cute as a honeybee.
I know, and Kathy has the dog shit face though in the audience. I need to keep pointing them out when anybody has one. Kathy has total dog shit face. Somebody asked me why Vivi's costume looks so much like different than the rest of the girls' costumes. So first of all, it was from like the 80s, which is why it has sequins and not rhinestones. Yeah, because we didn't stone costumes back then. You just had sequins. So yeah,
I knew it was somebody else's costume.
Yeah, Kathy
says that she is not pleased with Vivi's solo and that she doesn't think Abby will be either. Yeah. Who says that?
But you can tell that conversation is very real and very emotional. And like, I get that Kathy's saying that, but I also get from being a mom on the other side, like you're on TV, you know, the cameras are watching, you know, Abby's going to make you look stupid, especially because she was in the same category as Mackenzie, who did an old solo, who was like adorable. I get it. Like, I get it. I get where Kathy's coming from. Did you see the little kids in the background though, when Vivi and Kathy were having that conversation? They go, they're filming, we got to run. And they, like,
I did. Yeah.
But they didn't, but we hadn't aired yet. So nobody knew really what the show was.
So, and Vivi also says that she dances to make her mom happy.
Ugh, yeah.
And I have to say that in the last episode, I was talking about Vivi's eyelashes. Kathy got lessons. They looked a little bit better this week.
Did they?
Yes.
I didn't notice. But Kathy also says that she doesn't know how she's ever going to fit in because we don't let her fit in. She just spent an entire lunch.
She said she had a hard time fitting in because she's not part of our history. Well, how are you supposed to be part of our history when you won't ride the bus?
Yeah.
You won't help stone costumes. You won't stay to support the group and watch their dance. Like, how are you going to be part of our history if you only go to do Vivi's dance?
But then she's like, they're mean. They don't like me.
Yeah.
You told us you didn't want to be our friend.
Yeah. Then we go to Brookie's solo.
Yes.
And
which I loved this dance.
Yeah. Her dance is called Break Me.
But the real dance is Never Neverland.
Yeah, it was Never Neverland.
It was Tinkerbell.
Because Brooke loves Tinkerbell.
Mm-hmm.
So she loved that. But this is the first solo we see of Brooke's.
Yes. And did you see when she came out, I grabbed her chin. I just want to
because it was all brush burn.
No, but I grabbed her and kissed her.
But I think you were, her whole thing was all brush burn because there was a piece of tape.
Yeah.
Like whenever they do the Marley, when they tape it down, the tape caught on her chin and it brush burned her whole.
Well, I grabbed her chin and kissed her. I don't know if I grabbed her chin, but because you said you gave me shit for grabbing Chloe's chin. I'm like, look, I grabbed Brooke's chin too.
Yeah, but you were telling her a good girl, not
dance good.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Brookie.
When they show you talking though about Brooks, you're wearing last week's outfit.
I know, I saw that. I know, I saw that.
Mistake.
Why am I in that?
Because you were talking about her doing the group dance, and they just stuck it in like you were talking about her solo.
Yeah, that was definitely weird. I saw
editing mistake.
Yes. So then we go to Nia's solo, and Holly says that she's nervous that she'll forget her dance.
Mm-hmm.
And Nia's excited for the solo because she has improved in the past few weeks.
Oh,
I thought that was so cute.
She's cute.
Yeah. So
and then we go to
Paige's solo.
Oh God, my heart.
She says she's nervous because when she's practicing, because she might forget it. Oh. And I say I'm nervous and that I hope she uses her personality to charm the judges. I think I'm saying that because I'm like, I know she's not going to do well because she has not practiced yet.
Yeah.
So she starts the dance and she forgets it, obviously. And the one thing I wanted to point out is for all of you out there that are dancers. Now, we had said earlier in the thing that the girls did their solos from the studio, not just from the show. So they had learned these dances a while back.
Right.
So for months, Paige had been practicing the dance to the music was called Boys, Boys, Boys by Lady Gaga. And then for rehearsals, she wasn't allowed to use any music. So they were just going by the counts, like Paige said, like 5, 6, 7, 8.
She was funny. She's like, we just count music.
Yeah. And so the morning of is when she got to hear her music. And
this makes my heart hurt.
When you practice a dance, especially if it's a musical theater dance, there are certain sayings in the song mark certain movements.
Yes, you're acting out the music. You're like, it's more than any other music. You're doing like, it's because it's telling a story.
Musical theater, so you're acting it out. So you go by the words. When you totally take those words away and you've practiced for months and months with those words and nobody lets you practice with it and they throw you on a stage with totally different music, you're going to screw up. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. And I'm not just sticking up for Paige, but I have a clip of the difference in these musics. Now, you want to hear them?
Let's hear it. I want to hear it.
So here is the Lady Gaga music that she learned her dance to for, the months before.
And honestly, at that point, we were filming this in the end of April because the royal wedding was the end of April. Paige had started learning this dance in September. So she had danced to this music for 7 months to this music.
To this music. And listen to how it has certain like little key things. And when you watch
like
her
you
dance,
would hit,
you would hit on that. So here's the music. Like, I forgot my lipstick. I left it in your ashtray. And she does like the lipstick.
In her ashtray. Yes.
Yeah.
Because Chloe always did musical theater. So I get this.
Yes. Then they switched her music to this. Now, if you're a dancer and you practiced to the Lady Gaga song for 7 months, and the morning of they made you dance to that, do you think you would perform well?
No, I concur.
That's all I have to say.
I get it. I see it. I knew it. I knew it then. And what sucks, and this is where this gets like very emotional for us, is because you knew, and I know because I saw it. I know it because as any mom who had a child that danced understands this. I get it. But people who are just watching they're like, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, or Paige screwed up. Paige isn't a good dancer. Well, screw you. Paige is a great dancer. Like, give her a chance.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That was always the thing. Give them a chance and let the chips fall where they may. Who cares?
Yeah.
If somebody does better than somebody else on a certain day, who cares? It's a day.
But you can't give an unfair advantage.
No. And
like there's no way. And I go back to what Abby said before when I told you to remember what she said. She said she would never put someone on stage if they weren't ready. Well, obviously she could not be ready if she didn't have music. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
But they show Abby on an interview saying that Paige was like a deer in the headlights, that this hasn't happened to her in 25 years.
Right. Because all of her kids had music.
Yeah. Like, when have you ever changed your kids' music the day of a competition? So I'm in the audience and I'm telling Paige to just go off stage, because what was I supposed to do as a mom? There was no way she was going to be able to find where she was because the music wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like what was she supposed to do? Maybe she should have did what Kathy said. But I think it was the first episode. Yeah. If you forget your dance, just stand there and shake your butt. Maybe that's what Abby wanted her to do, was just stand on there and shake her butt. But
that moment of watching Paige's face.
I wanted to die. I wanted to die.
But not die because you're humiliated. You want to die because your heart's broken.
And my heart was broken, and I knew it was going to be broken.
Yes.
Because I knew it was going to happen. And this is my problem throughout the whole show is the fact that we had to do those things knowing that our kids were being set up. So I sent my 10-year-old out there knowing that this was going to happen in front of millions of people on a television show.
Yes.
And there was not a single thing I could do about it.
Yes.
So that heartbreaks me. That made me a horrible mother for doing that.
No, it didn't make you a horrible mother. No, it didn't. Because Kelly, nobody's going to ever understand the show except for us. And I'm telling you, that does not make you a horrible mother. It does not. It doesn't. I know you feel that way, but I also know on the flip side, what you are going through and what your, oh God, you're gonna make me cry. What your obligations were and what the show was. Like,
people just don't understand that you didn't have an option.
No.
Like it wasn't a choice. No. And then, like, remember this whenever we get a few episodes away and I'm pulling a solo.
Yes.
And I pull a solo, not because I'm being a bitch or whatever. It's because I already did this to my child once.
Yep.
I'm not going to do it again.
Yep. I get it.
So remember that in a few episodes.
But this is why I always feel that no one will ever understand what we went through. And that's why it sucks when you read hate online and you read people say shitty stuff, but nobody's ever going to understand. And that's why I'm like, no, Kel, you're not a bad mom. No, nobody can understand it until you live it. And trust me, I'm going to have my moments that you're going to talk me down. And I hate to see you cry. Like, I know people are watching and they see you cry, but people who were recording and they don't, like, Kelly's crying. Like, this is hard. This is hard. The good news is Paige is thriving.
Yes.
And she just had a really fun concert and looked hot. So all is well.
There we go. But so Abby says Paige should be humiliated because she is. And, you know, I think Abby should be
humiliated,
ashamed of herself for doing that to a 10-year-old child.
Yep.
But whatever.
But she kept saying there's no excuse, but she kept saying that we had no faith, but we also had no music and no practice.
I wouldn't have faith in anyone doing that solo.
I have to say, your talk with Paige, are you going to talk about that?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
What do you say to a kid after that happens? You know, I was just like, you know, don't worry about it. She looked beautiful in what she did do.
I think that you did everything exactly right. I do.
I mean, and then I tried to explain to her that it wasn't her fault that she didn't have her music.
Yeah.
And I really hope that she understood that. Like there was nothing she could do. And, you know, plus I'm back there and I'm trying to explain it to her and make her feel better, but I have a camera in my face. So it was very hard to do that without, you know, I don't know. It broke my heart.
I know. But I'm going to say, as your friend and as somebody who has experienced it, I think everything you said to her was exactly right. I do.
Thanks. Good.
And unfortunately, it probably took them years, because I feel like sometimes Chloe just now realizes stuff. I'm speaking as her mom.
Yeah.
She realizes stuff now. And I'm like, yes, Chloe, that's what I was saying. And she's like, I didn't get it. And they're put in this world where there are producers and there's people who are making a show and that's their job. And they're not realizing that it's affecting little kids. And that was the hard part of Dance Moms.
Yeah.
The end, period.
Then let's move on from that.
Yeah, because don't worry, I'm about to like take center stage.
Yeah.
So I'm about to seal the show. We're all good.
So we're in the dressing room and Melissa is saying that she can't stand how Maddie wants everything perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And so she leaves the dressing room and just leaves Maddie, you know, her and Maddie separate so they can.
Which honestly, I feel like a lot of times we have to just
sometimes just walk away.
Yeah, you're like, whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Just
and
walk
Maddie
away.
probably was like just channeling her nervousness through like quote unquote perfection. Because they all did.
Yeah.
They all had their own ways.
Yeah. So then you start chasing Melissa down the hall.
Oh God. I am chasing her like a psychopath. Kelly, the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever makes me want to vomit, but let's get through it.
Okay. So you're chasing her and telling her that you want her to pull Maddie's second solo, and she ignores you.
Runs away. She runs. She literally runs.
Yeah. And all of a sudden I come out into the hallway and you're like, oh, she's doing the second solo. And I'm like, oh, she is, which I don't know why I wasn't surprised on that. Like I knew she was doing a second solo. Then they do an interview of Maddie saying that, and I thought this was pretty funny too. Maddie says she has to be on the timing with her music. Okay, you have to be on the timing with your music, but Paige didn't have no music to be on timing with.
I didn't realize she said that.
So Maddie goes and she performs Cry.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have an interview of Chloe. And she's talking about how when she gets nervous, she does her knuckle crackle.
Oh, she says knuck crackle, but wait,
crackle something.
Chloe stole one of my shirts. She has a one-shouldered shirt.
Is that Chloe's? Oh no. Oh, because you always wear one-shouldered ones. I'm like, Chloe wouldn't fit in your shirt.
She wouldn't, but she had a one-shouldered shirt on with roses in the front.
Oh my God.
And so she does her nut crackle, but I like that she goes, and then I just go,
and
go on stage.
She was cute.
She's so cute. Yeah.
So then she goes on stage and she does her dance. And
which I made that costume. I just want to say I made that.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And her dance is called Mother.
And I'm making some really fucking unfortunate faces in the audience.
You are so disgusted.
But I'm not. I'm not disgusted. That's what pisses. No, I am disgusted if you're watching, but I promise you that I did not make that many faces at Chloe dancing. I bet you when she fell on her turn, I made a face. And that's about it. I bet those faces were at other times because I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have done, like, I know me, like I wouldn't have done that, but whatever, like show it. I'm an asshole, whatever. My kid sucks. I suck. We all suck, whatever. Okay.
So then they go to Melissa saying that you'll do anything for your daughter to win and that she doesn't do anything. Maddie just wins on her own.
Except the entire episode negates that statement.
Yes. I would agree.
Whatever. And I literally, when I saw that, because I haven't watched this episode, I threw my hands up in the air and I'm like, did you watch? Like, did you watch? I'm not the one doing bullshit to kids. I'm the one who's just like, okay, all right. If that's what we're going to go with, we're going to go with it. So yeah, you're right. Totally.
So then we go to awards. Chloe wins fourth
and
Maddie gets first and she gets a $75 check.
Woo! You can go out rich. With that $75.
Yeah. I love this. Is my favorite part when Melissa turns around to shake your hand or whatever, saying, undefeated, aren't you happy? And you're like, no, I'm not happy. I think you like wanted to spit on her or something.
I'm pretty sure I did. Pretty sure I did. I just was like, are you kidding?
So that's the first time in the episode that Abby says you're not going to ruin the day.
Yeah. I have a comment about that. But first I want to say, why is Paige's hair crazy? What dance did we
Because
do?
they were doing a dance.
Right. But what dance did they have that crazy hair?
I don't know.
Didn't show? Did they do electricity?
Maybe they did.
I wonder if they did it.
Maybe they did because it was just we did almost all of our dances that
and
competition because we were Pittsburgh. And I know we did the gold dance because when we were in the dressing room, they had the gold outfits on.
Yes, and they did rag dolls because Maddie has on the rag doll costume for a split second somewhere. Chloe and Maddie did their duet. I know because when Chloe was going on stage, Maddie hugs her and says, I love you. She's wearing their duet costume. So we did a lot of dances, but I wondered if we did electricity that
we
day.
Probably did. I'm thinking we did.
All right, so go on. So yes, I'm not going to ruin this day, but the thing about it is like 3 seconds earlier, Abby had talked about how Paige humiliated her, so the day was ruined. But why was this day so great then? Because
okay, so they show you in an interview, and you're saying that Chloe learned her dance 12 hours ago, and that our kids were all being set up to fail.
Yes.
I agree with you, sister.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Because again, I go back to, I had asked for Chloe to do her regular solo just as an extra competition edition because Maddie did cry. So I was like, let her do Ma. And I said this, everybody had done a dance that was their quote unquote real solos. So they had practiced it. Chloe was the only one who got completely new choreography. And this was never really shown. I think at some point I said that she rehearsed with Emma. I said that because her choreography wasn't done. And so like they threw her in this private with a dance teacher that wasn't affiliated with the show. It was just somebody that they were like, throw something together. And so like the choreography wasn't like at the same level that she was dancing that season.
Yes.
And so
I agree with
knew,
that for sure.
I knew again, like how you knew Paige's music, like I knew that solo wasn't going to do well. And so then it was like perpetuating this narrative that Chloe always lost, which I'm going to talk about when you get to the fight, because I do have like a really valid point about that.
So the kids come off a stage, they all have trophies. So we had to do.
We did so many dances that day.
Yeah. So they all have trophies. We're just hugging the kids, telling them they did a great job. And you tell Abby that you need to talk.
Yes. In the hallway. Yes. I said, let's talk in the hallway.
Yes. Yes. Away from the kids, because the kids were all running to the dressing room to change.
And I said in the hallway.
Yes. And she refuses to speak to you.
Yes. Because I'm not ruining this day. I'm not ruining this day.
Yeah. And you tell her that you're a paying customer and she won't talk to you. And she says, nothing is worth that amount of money. Abby says that you need to not talk about her in front of Chloe because it makes Chloe not trust her.
Right. But earlier in the episode, she pulled Chloe into a conversation.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We said that. Yeah.
Yep.
So then we're in the dressing room.
Ugh.
And Melissa says,
my stomach hurts.
I know. Oh, gosh, I'm at least feeling a little better.
Well, that's good.
It's your turn, girlfriend.
This is my bullshit. So go on.
So Melissa says, don't be doing this in front of her daughter. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, you haven't really even started anything yet.
No, I kept saying, let's go in the hall. I said, you want to go in the hall? Let's go in the hall. Let's go in the hall. Let's go in the hall.
And that's what I have. You say, like, let's go in the hallway, and neither one of them would. Mm-mm. And here's your good line. How many times has my daughter beat your daughter?
Okay, so wait, hold on, back up. Melissa came at me and she like screamed and she like came at me and said, don't do this in front of my daughter. You're making her cry. Cause I said, do you want to talk about all the things that need to be talked about?
Yeah.
And I turned around and I said, how many times has my daughter beat your daughter? Well, first of all, I just want to say that this fight and that line showed in every Dance Moms promo ever before that show aired.
Oh, really?
Until Get Your Finger Out of My Face.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime they showed bullshit from Dance Moms, it was this, the New Orleans fight, and Get Your Finger Out of My Face. Yeah. And honestly, lucky us. I was so happy when you did Get Your Finger Out of Your Face because that replaced the how many times
your psycho moment.
Yeah, but first of all, I have my pointy finger out. Like I am a pointer when I fight. I pointed to and I was pointy. You were like Abby. But when Melissa did that and I turned around, I was pissed because okay, this is where I like when
I'm letting you take over on this because it's very confusing. And
yes. Well,
so you just tell your side of the story.
I'm going to say that this is one of my lowest moments in life because I made Maddie cry. I cannot stand that child was in that room crying. I cannot. It breaks my heart to see her cry. It makes me sick to my stomach because regardless of what you saw on TV, regardless of how I feel about anything, I would never make a child cry like that.
We never tried to do that to the kids.
No. And that makes me
none of us
sick.
Did.
No, none of us did. So to see her like having that kind of reaction, it breaks my heart. Like it makes me just hate myself. Okay. So I'm going to say that. But then when I turned around and I said to Melissa, how many times has my daughter beat your daughter? Doesn't make sense to the fans at all, because I had said for 3 episodes prior that Chloe always lost to Maddie.
Yeah.
That was not true.
It wasn't true
at all.
I mean, in real life, there were more competitions and
yes.
Chloe did win sometimes.
Yes. Chloe and Maddie went back and forth a lot. There was a couple of competitions. There was one competition that Chloe beat Maddie by like a half a point. And we were sitting in the audience and they like announced that on stage and Melissa literally screamed, "Are you serious?" I can name the competitions. It went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And it really pissed Melissa off. And so when the show started, it was very much this narrative that Chloe was the underdog, Maddie was the winner, which fine, whatever, you want to promote your narrative, but that was not what was really
always
happening.
The case, yeah.
And so for me, I lost my mind because protecting my daughter, like they were making Chloe look like a loser on TV. And I'm like, she's not.
Yeah.
Like, let her do her real dance. Let her go head to head. Give her a fair playing field. And that's why I said that. Yeah. And I hate that scene. I hate Maddie crying. I hate me screaming. I hate all of it. But those were years of emotions. And look, we can talk about the Melissa in charge of the music with Paige and how that came to be. Chloe had a situation with Melissa in charge of music years before that I've never publicly talked about, that fed into this whole storyline. But when you watch the show, it's just
nobody knows any of that.
Nobody knows it. And it's like, I'm a jealous bitch and I can't handle Chloe losing. No, I can't handle Chloe looking stupid when that's not the case.
Exactly. Which was my point.
Yes.
Which was my point with Paige. They made her look stupid and forgot her dance when they totally set her up for it.
But the other thing that I was going to say is that Melissa yelled at me and said, "You're making my daughter cry," but she made your daughter cry.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody seemed to care that Paige was upset. That's for sure.
I know. And Abby was taking away the title, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, she's taking away her title. And you say you're going to leave the studio. And she says, "Where are you going to go?" There's a lot of places you could have went.
Yeah, but did you see when Melissa was leaving the room, everybody's like in this tizzy and Melissa's walking out of the room and there's like trophies falling out of her arms.
Yeah. I have both of her kids.
I know.
I don't even know where my kids are, but I have Maddie and Mackenzie. Yeah, I think I just took them to get them out of there. Sure. I figured mine were fine. Paige was over her dilemma.
Yeah, it was all about me now.
Yeah.
And then I hate that Abby called me an uneducated mess.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Go on.
The fact that she called you that Did she go to college? Doesn't she know you're the elephant?
Yes. I
You
remember
have the
everything.
elephant brain. I'm the bird brain.
Right. But that's where Abby knows what she says is going to air and it's going to humiliate me.
Yeah.
You know?
And
just
then
like
her
the bottle of wine.
holding up the bottle of wine. Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was just going to say. Stop drinking.
And then I said, I'm the asshole. And I concur. I am the asshole. Oh God. So this was a really rough episode. I promise you episode 5 will be back and be funny.
I think I'm a psycho in that one too.
Episode 5?
Yeah. Isn't that a showcase? And I leave? I think I leave.
No, you leave like 4 seasons later. You're good.
Oh, okay.
No,
good.
you leave way later. You're fine.
Good. You know, when we started the episode, I did not say the placements of the pyramid, and I should have, because
Brooke was on
for
the top.
God's sakes, Brooke was at the top of the pyramid. So it was Brooke on the top, then Maddie and Chloe, and then Mia, Paige, Kenzie, and Vivi.
Yes.
But yes,
right.
we finally got someone on top of the pyramid.
Woo! Top of the pyramid. Love it.
Yay,
All right.
Vicky.
So speaking of the top of the pyramid, let's talk clothes. Who was offensive? What was ugly? We didn't talk much about clothes this episode.
No, we didn't. We just had so much other shit to talk about. Melissa's flowered jeans, I think, were the worst.
Well, I'm at the bottom of the pyramid for behavior with that pointy finger.
Yeah.
So
right.
Melissa's jeans are bottom of the pyramid. Who was top of the pyramid? Was it your shirt? I feel like your shirt was good. Certainly not Kathy's Elton John sunglasses. Those were horrifying. Cocktail scale. How many cocktails did it take?
Oh my, I needed a lot in this one. This was
know.
This was such a bad episode for me, but I was very calm in the episode. I don't know why, because I was like a psycho watching it.
You were very calm, but it was hard to watch.
Yes. Is my drink scale watching it or living through it?
Watching it.
Oh man, it was pretty hard. I'm gonna say 4, 5.
Okay.
That was a hard one for me to watch. Paige was like destroyed.
Yeah.
It was hard. What am I going out of 10? I
don't know. We just pick.
I don't know. It was pretty damn bad, this one.
All right. Mine was like I'm going to say a 5. Mine was a 5, 6, maybe. Because
okay, then I'm at least a 6.
Yeah. Mine was like
I thought
5,
mine
6.
was worse than yours. I don't know. I just hate seeing my kid that way. I would rather myself look like a psycho than for my kid to be hurt.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm a psycho.
I just remember how
they made us that way, Christy.
I know.
You were a psycho because they made you be that way. So.
I know, but I also remember how hurtful it was to see people like really come after us, and me like being like, you're a terrible person. You made Maddie cry, which I did, which I already have like absolved myself of that sin. But I hated how people just went on what they saw in the episode and they didn't know like the years of the backstory. And honestly, there's probably 12 more stories.
Oh my gosh, there's so much more we could.
Yeah. But again,
God, our episode would be so long.
Yeah. And I don't want to sit here being like, it's so bitter, because I'm not, but when you watch it, it brings up all those feelings and it's hard. And you're like, but this happened. Okay. So how many felonies did you have? Misdemeanors, felonies?
I think I was pretty good this episode.
Yeah, you were very likable this episode. I had a fucking felony, like arrest me now. I'm getting like life.
I think I did none, because I think that what was happening and I knew was happening and what happened to her, I think I handled it very well.
You knew, and you were just kind of complacent about it. You're like, yep, this is what's going to happen. Yeah. I had a felony. I don't know if I'm life without parole. I might be paroled in like 40 years, maybe. Did you have any favorite lines from the episode?
Not really. Did you?
This was not a fun episode.
No, I hated this episode.
Nothing about this
and
was
I
fun,
hated recapping
funny.
it.
Yes, I know. And it's long.
No,
and it's not fun.
There was nothing funny.
People are going to be like, bleh. Like,
yeah, this was nothing funny.
I mean, probably Mackenzie's chip line was the cutest. So I'll go with that.
I'll go with
that.
My favorite. Yeah, that was
for
cute.
sure. And we just want to remind you guys, so we're on episode 4 right now. So go back and rewatch episode 5 before we talk about it so that you're refreshed and you know exactly what we're going to talk about. This is a fun one. And there's a lot of fun behind the scenes moments in episode 5 that we did not discuss, or that people did not see that we can discuss, I should say. So this will be a good one. So I guess it's just time for us to go to the after show where we can like decompress a little bit, because this was very high stress. High stress.
How about me? I'm a disaster.
You're not. Isn't it funny how 11 years later it can still hurt?
Oh my God. Just seeing your kid that way and knowing that you put her in that position, and
I know.
You knew it was going on and you couldn't do anything. That's what kills me.
Know.
Yeah.
So maybe the podcast will be a good way for people to understand us a little bit better.
The way we felt. Yeah.
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 Like nobody wants to hurt people. Nobody wants to hurt kids. Nobody wants to hurt their own kids. And like, you're in this really fucked up situation where there's a lot of extenuating circumstances and things that you normally would be like, go fuck yourself. You can't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I do that later on. And then people are like, oh my God, she always pulls her solo. Well, this is a perfect example why I should have pulled her solo. And I didn't. And that's why in the future I do pull it, because I refuse to be the mother that does that to their child again.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think this might be the worst episode of season 1, but I do have to say, I know that fight
I hope they're
that
more fun the next ones.
Yeah. I do have to say, and I don't know if I've already said this, but I do know that fight is one of the reasons why Dance Moms got picked up for so many more episodes. So you're all welcome. Oh yeah.
There you go.
They were like, oh shit, these bitches are crazy. Let's order more. So you're all welcome. That was all me. Oh God, I don't want that credit. All right. We will see you back here next week. Please rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. Kelly loves to read the comments, as do I. And don't forget to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/backtothebar. And make sure you watch episode 5 so you know exactly what we're talking about. We will see you back here next week.
Oh, electric, so come